Okay, guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a mashup, and for those that like these kind of things, which is I'm one of them, there's quite a section where I have Angelina and Elvis overlapping each other, so that you can listen to the interesting. Uh, I'm not going to call them comparisons. They're really not comparisons. They're singing the same song at the same speed, at the same key, and you get to hear them overlapped. And what that does is, to me, what I think is an interesting thing is there's little nuances that they both do different. There's parts where they're overlapped where they're completely in sync, almost sounds like one voice. And then there's parts where uh, one of them might drag a little bit, or I don't know what that's called. Uh, Wait to come in. Other times they may stretch it out a little bit at the end, even to a point where they gotta. I'm not gonna say hurry, but they gotta catch up to get to the next note for the next section. You can hear it, and there's a part in there where they're talking. They're reading from a script, both of them, and there's nuances in there too. But there's parts where they're right completely in sync. And the ending is interesting because they're not exactly in sync, but they're both singing the same thing, and their choices are, to me, spectacular. Just what they do because they're both artists. And Elvis, of course, already had his a lot of his adult career. Angelina's just starting on her adult career, but she's been singing for a decade. Okay, so it's a lot. It's a long time, and she's familiar with the environment. She's comfortable in the environment, and she knows her stuff inside and out. I can tell you that. So does that mean I think some people jump on me about different things. They think because I make a statement like that I'm saying, well, Elvis is not that. I'm not saying that at all. I didn't say Elvis was not that. I said Angelina was. That doesn't mean Elvis isn't. Okay. And I think some people hop on they get jump on me and say, well, it's like piranha, right? But I mean, I welcome everybody's comments. That's also not it. I'm not picking on anybody, but sometimes you got to stand up for yourself, right? And I'm an Angelina fan. I've always said it. I'm biased. I'm completely biased. And she does no wrong in my book, ever. And why? Because I've seen so much of her behind the scenes, her family life, and all the other stuff through these videos that I feel like she's like my granddaughter. I know her better than I know some of my own relatives that live within 15, 20 minutes of here. I see her more often than I see my own relatives. You know, I see the stories of their life more than my own relatives. And I don't know whether that's a shame or not. It's just the way it is. Some of my relatives I grew up with, they have their own lives. They got their own families, their own grandkids. You know, who am I? I'm just a cousin, a nephew, a uncle, twice removed or whatever. I'm not in the loop nowadays. And everybody nowadays, families are busy too. They do all kinds of stuff, soccer, and they got to go to this thing, that thing, the other thing, running around all the time. Where's the room for me in there? It's not there. I'm not asking for it either, to be honest. But I'm just saying, it's just the way things are. So I start watching Angelina videos and I get to see behind the scenes stuff, family stuff, birthdays, uh, just goofy moments with her sister. It's just like I don't get to see that with my own family, man. That's them doing that to me is genius because it makes all the fans that are watch all that stuff become like they feel like they're part of the family, you know. And that's how I feel. Of course, the people you spend the time with are the people that are your family, man. It doesn't matter whether you're actually related or not. So, I mean, in a sense, maybe not technically or scientifically, but scientifically, we're all in the family of what Homo sapiens, human beings. I don't know if there's any other scientific terminology. One of my favorite old skeleton bone things was Australopithecus africanus. I just like saying it. So anyway, Australopithecus africanus. And that was an old, one of the old skeletons they found, really, really old, I think. So anyway, that's it. Let's get out of here. Okay, I've been talking long enough already. Just kind of closing it up here. Uh, no, this was the beginning. Oh man, I am so bad. All right, guys, this is the beginning video. I'm going to make another short one at the end. I promise it'll be shorter than this one. Okay. All right, guys. See you later. Thanks for watching. Have a good night, good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. We'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? Are you sorry we drifted apart? Are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? Are you sorry we drifted apart? Does your memory stray to a bright summer day? I kissed you and called you sweetheart. Does your memory stray to a bright summer day when I kissed you and called you sweetheart? The chairs in your parlor seem empty in bed. Do you gaze at your doorstep and picture me there? Is your heart filled with pain? Shall I come back again? Tell me, dear, are you lonesome tonight?
I wonder if you're lonesome tonight. You know, someone said that the world's a stage, and each of us play a part. Fate had me playing in love with you as my sweetheart. Act 1 was where we met. I loved you at first glance. You read your lines so cleverly and never missed a cue. Then came Act 2. You seemed to change, you acted strange, and why I'll never know. Honey, you lied when you said you loved me, and I had no cause to doubt you. But I'd rather go on hearing your lies than to go on living without you. Now the stage is bare, and I'm standing there with emptiness all around. And if you won't come back to me, then they can bring the curtain down. Is your heart filled with pain? Shall I come back? Tell me, dear, are you lonesome tonight?
Bye.
Bye, Angelina. Thank you. Okay, we got the end of game wrap up here of that video with Are You Lonesome Tonight with Angelina Jordan and Elvis singing together for a significant part of that video. And at the end they were reading from a script, uh, sometimes together, sometimes not, but it doesn't really matter. To me, it's just interesting. I don't know why I'm so interested in it. I couldn't tell you. Okay, I'm interested in a lot of things, and this is one of them. So, uh, hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you take it for what it is. It's nothing. I told you before. You guys all know this, okay? I'm a carpenter. I use a hammer. Nowadays, you use a screw gun and you put things together. You build things. You cut things with saws, that kind of stuff. Build houses, you name it. So that's what I am. That's what I've been my whole life, amongst other things. I've been other things too. I was a chef. I taught martial arts for 20 years. There's a lot of other things in my resume, but my whole life, pretty much, I've been around construction. And I built back in 1978. I built a whole house all by myself. Okay, I didn't want any help. Okay, and that was a project. It took me 2 years, nights and weekends, because I was working a full-time job and a part-time job at the same time. And I also played every sport known to mankind. Two volleyball leagues, two softball leagues, a flag football league. That's not all the sports known to mankind, but they took up a lot of time. And of course, there was some partying that went along with that too, drinking mostly. And that also took time and also wasted time. But anyway, I did that in my spare time, and I worked on it every day, and I didn't want any help, okay, because I knew how to do pretty much everything, and it was just a challenge, a personal challenge. So anyway, that's neither here nor there, but the point of that whole tirade, I think it's a little less than a tirade, but whatever. The point of the whole thing was this: I know I have no credentials in music. I'm not a singer, singing coach, uh, writer of fine music. None of that. I'm none of that. I'm not a producer. I'm nothing like in the music industry. I did used to play the trombone, and I liked playing the trombone, but I didn't keep it up. And this was back in high school, so that's what, 50 years ago. So um, I have no expertise. All I know is what I like to hear. So when I listen to Angelina and Elvis and I overlap them, I just find it interesting. That's all. That's all there is to it. It's nothing else more. It's nothing more, nothing less. Am I trying to compare the two? No, not. I'm not. They're not the same. They're apples and oranges. Okay, Elvis is Elvis. Angelina is Angelina. Okay, she's a 12-year-old girl and he's an adult man. So they're not. They're just not the same. Yeah, I don't think it's fair to even try to compare them. Could I say Angelina's my favorite? I just like the way she sings. Yeah. Can somebody else come on my channel and say Elvis is the king? He's the one. He's the number one. Nobody's ever going to be better than Elvis. Hey, say it. Why not? I'm going to say that about Angelina. I'm not going to say it back to you at that moment. You have your moment. Say what you want to say, and I'm okay with that. You have a right to an opinion, man. Everybody does. I don't want to ever take anybody's opinion away. I don't ever want somebody to be afraid to talk about their opinion because they're afraid somebody's going to give them grief about it. It's your opinion. It does. It's not. It's yours. Uh, how do I get to be an expert on your opinion where I can tell you, no, that's not right? Well, I'm not going to tell you that. Elvis was a great singer. I don't have any issues with that fact at all. Um, I grew up with Elvis my whole life, and I remember it wasn't that long after I got out of high school that he passed away, and it was a big, that was a big shocking moment for the whole country. Elvis passing away. It's too bad, and it is too bad, but it is what it is. That's all part of history right now. So anyway, let's move on. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you take it for what it's worth and don't make too much out of it. I do hope you enjoy it though, because I do. I certainly do. And that would do it. See ya. Have a good day, good night, good morning, whatever it is, wherever you are. We'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.